Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. We have the coach of the Sarholm Crowns here to give statements to the press. Please remember to take things orderly and peacefully, and not to ask over one another. I understand the circumstances here are rare, being able to ask the coach questions, but we will get to all of you in one way or another. Sir Albaros Vasa, you can have an opening statement if you like, before I allow them to have questions.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Halos. I want to start off today, I think, by saying that the outcome isn't what we wanted. It isn't what I wanted. It isn't what Baidera, Jerome, or Robert wanted. It wasn't what Emily or Oscaros wanted. But I think we all think that the outcome and the result was fair, and we simply just didn't play hard enough. That failure lies on my shoulders, and I think the entire team has learned some critical and crucial steps that we can take with us into next season and hopefully change the outcome in the upcoming season. Okay, let's see the damage. Go ahead, you.
Hi, Coach. This is Rufos Tabello with the CTS Playoffs coverage panel. We've spoken at length about the Sarholm Crowns and their main difficulties this season. Would you want to put your own word in and explain what you think the issue was?
Okay, yeah, not starting me out easy. I think there is a plethora of reasons why we don't deserve the win and we don't deserve our name on the cup. I think a lot of people got a bit of trophy hangover. They won. You know, we won the Pulowa Cup, we won the Memorial Cup, and I think a lot of people, a lot of our skaters, were under the impression that, we were guaranteed another banner, we were guaranteed another ring, we were guaranteed another engraving of our names on it. And that's just not how it works in the AHI. Hell, it's not even how it works in Sarovia. The boys and girls played their hearts out, I think. We just got complacent near the end.
But every cup champion deals with adversity. Isn't complacency ultimately a reflection of leadership, yours and the players? How do you justify that as anything other than a failure to prepare them mentally?
Yeah, you're just really going after me, huh? Yeah, it is a reflection of leadership. We fucked up, plain and simple. We had everything going for us, and I think people just took it as a lock. I think everyone was trying to be a passenger, and nobody was trying to drive the bus until it was too late. And by that point, we had already gotten lost, out of gas, and stranded. I've never been one to shy away from, explaining things exactly how I see them. That's how I see it. I feel we had a lot of people who were trying to win their own personal achievements, and not a lot of people who were trying to win the cup. I think some people were too focused on individual points and goals. A few people were focused on trying to get a banner or a lesser trophy. I think, too, that a lot of people were more scared of fucking up and getting a penalty than they were trying to go in there, be physical. It's something we have to work on. It's something I have to work on. This is the best sport in the game, and I'm thrilled to be here. But we're not winning any championships acting like this, and I think people have realized that.
Last question, and I have a follow-up after. How do you explain the difference in hunger, urgency, and obsession between the 329 season and the 333 season? If I understand you right, you're saying the same people just didn't want it as much?
Yeah, no, that's correct. I think we suffered two huge blows. We lost Valera Atlas, who was a critical piece in our Crowns puzzle. She was the leading AHI superstar, and we were lucky to sign her again for $22,000, making her the highest paid in the league. Her loss hurt the team, but we had great prospects, Right, like we had Emily Manalo, we had Casp, we had Maros, we had some good prospects that were looking to replace the points performance she did. We were trading superstar talent for increased and greater depth, and I think that would have worked. I think that system works, We suffered greatly when Maros Leon was transferred via AHI order. And it was tough. Yeah, I'd say that. It was tough letting a critical place of the team walk exactly when we needed him most.
So was the hunger missing in the locker room or in your preparation as a coach?
Bits of both, I'd say. I'm not one of those coaches who are going to sit here and tell you what my guys and gals played fantastically. You have access to the tape. I have access to the tape. There's not much to compliment. I think they did the best they could given the circumstances. But when you have a solid game plan, a solid depth chart, with Maros, with Valera, with Emily and Jerome and Robbie, you fall into a rhythm. And when that critical gear was yoinked out, we just kind of fell victim to the same patterns. That falls on me. I should have stopped that and gotten us out of that mess, and I didn't. Okay, next.
Hi, Zaidina from the Gazette here. Do you think you were outcoached in that second season? And if so, where specifically?
Well, I guess so. I don't know. There wasn't much I could do near the end, and my good friend, the Prince of Kiev, won that trophy and title, right? So the players must think so? I don't know, man. I don't think I got outcoached. I just think we got outplayed. Not in the sense that this is the players' fault, but in a sense that I didn't do enough to prepare them. And Sophia or John or Anokos didn't do enough to hamper their teams. I saw a lot of laissez-faire coaching, you know? Coaches letting their teams kind of do what they think is best for them. A few tips and tricks here and there, but otherwise hands off. And I thought that I could do that too, especially with all my work during the playoffs with CTS and video making and everything. It didn't work for us, and that's obvious to us now, you know? So we'll regroup and figure out a solution. Yeah?
Sorry, a follow-up. If you can't point to specific areas where you were outcoached, doesn't that suggest you're unwilling to admit, or can't even see, where your own strategy failed?
I just pointed to a few, no? Yeah, I guess so. You know best, man. I don't know what you want from me in this question. I don't think there was anything I did wrong other than do very little in general. That's on me, and I'm going to have to adjust my style to be more hands-on. And then we'll see what happens. But for now, that's the situation. Next, yeah, you.
Hi, Buenos from Tel Impir here. Thanks for doing this today. You said that you learned some valuable lessons this season and last season. What exactly do you think you need to do differently?
Well, thanks, Buenos, for not roasting me on the spit. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have a lot, and I mean a lot, of work to do. But I think this is the best time for that. We've gone to the finals. We had some pretty close games. We learned a lot. We played a lot. We fought a lot. And we learned what worked and what didn't. And I'm eager to apply that. I think ultimately we're going to have 5 main differences this year. That is passion, physicality, role focus, defensive pairings, and roster management. A lot of this is going to rest on my shoulders, and I'm just going to have to deliver.
Would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, sure. For passion, I mean, like, we got to get some more players. Not just good players. We need players who want to be here. Players who, they want to win. They want to be a Crown. They want to be in Sarholm, and they want to fight. I can train them to play well, but I can't train them to love their team in this city. And that's something, we got to work on. We need different physicality. We can't be drawing so many penalties, right? We need to work on surgical strikes, disrupt movement, disrupt plays, and avoid penalties altogether. We need to work on our defenders and defensive pairings. This latest series showed exactly how critical a good defenseman or defensewoman is, and that's one of the main reasons we got walked over. We need to learn how that's going to impact our play and learn how to turn it around. And I just think we need to focus on some new blood, too, who have something to prove and can't afford to rest on their laurels. Last question, please. Yes. Hi, DJ. Fire away.
Hi, Coach. DJ Cereza here. This is more to you specifically. You won the very first Pulowa Cup, and now on your attempt to go back-to-back, you lose in heartbreaking and unexpected fashion. Do you worry your legacy is going to be seen as more of a one-hit wonder than a sustained winner or a dynasty?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I don't think so, It sucks. It's really gut-wrenching. We weren't able to finish the job. And it sucks we weren't to be the AHI's first dynasty yet. But we have some ideas and some goals, and I think if we can build the team up a little bit again, we'll be fine, and we'll go back twice as hard as ever and win the cup again. I guess what I'm trying to say is I think we're better than what we displayed this month. I think no, that's not right. We could be better. I think it's a better way of putting it than the vortex. I know we could have won. We just need to dig in deep and find out why and work on it. And that's really the full story.
If your fans asked you right now why you deserve to keep coaching this team after falling short, wasting a season, and squandering a real chance to win back-to-back cups, what would you say?
I don't think anything is a waste here. What we didn't win in silver, we won in experience, and that's invaluable and impossible to put a price tag on. I think we're good. I think we're solid. We had some good teaching moments, and I look forward to imposing that on a new and rejuvenated Sarholm Crowns roster. And I'm excited to see our names back on the cup. Thanks, everyone. That's all from me. Go Crowns!